It's my president. I just do so. Yeah, no thanks. So guys, I've just decided to give you an update from the... No, it's okay. Remember, me live, anything goes. This is the whole lactation is about. So I'm in the press room for the Guyanese press here in the St. Vincent airport, and it's been quite a bit of confusion, and a lot of times the news might not be very forthcoming as you guys expected or would expect it to be constantly coming. President Ali is presently still in talks with President Maduro, and I've just decided to do a short live for you guys and give you an update from the different or relevant media houses, because of the fact that everybody is at this time doing something, trying to get the story out to you with whatever little we can get, right? So that's very important. And right away we can start with Stabrook News. So please tell your viewers what they could expect. Hello. We're going on. What are we doing? We live. Tell the viewers what we could expect. We giving a media update, man. Serious. Just tell them what we could expect. You're writing a story there? Well, story coming for Stabrook News, story coming up. Kaichur, please, give me a little update as to what's going on. I know you're frustrated because you've been waiting and the Venezuelans harassing you. Give me a quick update as to the perspective of the stories as they come out here.
Well, the main story that we're waiting on is the outcome of the talks between Maduro and President Ali, and we're getting a lot of back and forth about where we're supposed to go and what's not. It's a completely frustrating process, but
we're here. Cool. So guys, you see we got a flag. This is, and the press is here. You got Royal Johnson. Everybody's here, and everybody's trying to get something done. So give you a quick update. What you got coming up for the viewers?
Well, essentially what President Finale said in his press briefing recently, that the two sides agreed to at least ensure that the region remains a zone of peace as they work out the differences between Guyana and Venezuela.
Beautiful. Abina, Guyana Standard, give us an update. I know you've been up and down and trying to get stories. Hey, yo. So give us an update from Guyana Standard's perspective.
Well, here, you know, it's very frustrating the way we're being treated, especially with how the bullying tactics of the Venezuelan media. But we're managing. We're waiting on another update from our president. He gave us an update on the first two rounds of meeting, where he reiterated Guyana's position. We're not going to falter. We maintain that our case is properly before the ICJ, and now we're waiting for the third round of discussion, whatever is going to come out from that. But we know it's not going to be anything relating to the withdrawal of our case. We don't know what other areas. There wasn't an agenda for the meeting, so now we wait to be updated by our president.
So guys, you're hearing from the different media. You see them guys editing videos here. The reason you're not getting is because we gotta be very sensitive about the information that we're putting out there, and the Venezuelans have been spinning a web to some extent. So our media houses, what a lot are here, our media houses are trying to make sure that we get the right story for you guys, and because of the delicate nature of this, you know, everybody's on the job. Garden, give us an update from News Source perspective.
Well, we've been here for the past 2 days covering all angles of this. As you just heard President Ali saying that he made it clear to them that there will be no retreating of Guyana's position on the border controversy. There will be no retreating on Guyana's case before the International Court of Justice, and that's the main takeaway from here. Of course, we have a number of CARICOM leaders who are here for this meeting. It's still ongoing at this hour. Hopefully, they're getting ready to wrap up. We've been seeing some movements with the Venezuelan media. So that may be an indication that Mr. Maduro may be getting ready to leave too. But President Ali making it very clear that Guyana will continue with the development of its resources in that Essequibo region. And that is one of the important things. And as you saw when he had a press conference he held up that leather bracelet he came with from Guyana, holding it up and saying, we know what the map of Guyana looks like, this is what it looks like, and so it will remain that way.
Thanks, Gordon. So, Romel, give us a perspective from Action News, the angle of the Action News.
Well, as I stated or restated earlier, President Ali was down to the point. He was very incisive with how he listed the issues, what emerged from that initial meeting with President Maduro. One of the most important points coming out of that press conference was President Ali pointing out that both leaders reaffirmed the importance of maintaining peace in this region, and we know that that is one of the issues. People in Guyana are very uncertain. They're very worried, obviously, and that is the reason why we're at this point we are today. So that was one of the important points coming out of the meeting. The next stage of the meeting, where they're dealing with the final points, we do hope that good headway is made by President Ali and his team. We're all hopeful, and hopefully we will get an update from President Ali and his team in a short while. So interestingly, Kritik, what we've also noticed is the posture of the Venezuelan media traveling with President Maduro, and in fact we just came from a confrontation that
Just moments ago,
no less than the Commissioner of Police for St. Vincent and the Grenadines had to get involved with the Venezuelan delegation that are operating like a mob. They want to control the narrative, they want to get everything, they want to block out all the other media apart from the Guyanese team here. Right outside this door you have members, media houses from regional and international agencies that they're representing, and we have seen that the Venezuelan team consistently throughout the day have tried to railroad everyone else, and it was heartening to see that
basically a hostile takeover in their media duties.
An attempt, because in fact they wanted, the situation was so outrageous that they were preventing a staff at the airport from moving within this building and in her own country. So it's a worrying nature, but it is expected. But it was heartening to see that the Commissioner of Police standing up. Not only that, the performance of the Guyanese media team, they have been on the ground, they have been working, they're fanning out. They're trying to bring you the information as it happens, and they're representing Guyana well. So they are working hand in glove with President Ali and his team, and I am sure that we look forward for more incisive reporting from the team here today.
So guys, you're getting the perspective of the news as how it's made, not the news in a report, but the reporters you're seeing from the background. Everybody is doing something. We got our little food in here, everybody's locked in here, you got your little drinks and juices and cameras are set up, because this is exactly the room that President Ali came and gave us a brief just now for Guyanese to know and be settled. I can tell you, the Venezuelans have been very aggressive, but remember they're down here. And you know what's going to happen. You don't got to worry. And then you got Garden with the diplomacy and the ladies from Kaicho News and so on. They keeping things, very diplomatic. But again, I say, the hey. We ain't got no problem. You understand? No, Guyana standard, I said. So from NCN perspective, please give us an update.
So the point that you made about the Venezuelan media and about the Venezuelan delegation being aggressive is 100% correct. They've also been very aggressive in their branding. For example, there's one of the planes that has on its tail end, El Essequibo es nuestro, which is Essequibo belongs to us. And it's very interesting that they would bring something like that to a conversation about de-escalation. But like the president rightfully said, Guyana is a law-abiding country. We have gone the course of the Geneva Agreement, which recommended, of course, the UN Secretary General determining the final place of settlement if it is that the two parties cannot reach a reasonable conclusion, and that is the process that Guyana has gone through. And so what we're seeing now is the Venezuela government and the Maduro administration trying to walk Guyana back from that process. But President Ali and the Guyana team have made it very clear that we will stay the course of the ICJ. I think that's very important for all the persons who are in Guyana.
Thank you. So guys, you're hearing from the different media personnel as to their perspective. And again, this specific story is the story behind the story. If you see, everybody's on the phone, everybody's doing something to get the information to you, but including taking snacks, that's garden, right? Not only getting, well, you're writing the story and you're taking the snacks, I can't change it, right? Right? So important for you guys to know, because it looked funny, because these guys got to work, eat while they're working. Because if anytime we get a call, we running up and down, we get in confrontations with the media personnel from the Venezuelan teams, and we want to make sure a lot of these guys representing media houses, Garden and everybody else, not as regular, don't worry, this is natural, right? So, and anything with smell, I can just relay the story to them, right? So everybody's here and for the respective media houses with the intention of getting the story for you to quell your worry. And I can assure you, quell is the word, I mispronounced the word, quell, Raja. So we have English teachers earlier too. So thanks. Right? So and you could rest assured that President Ali is doing his best, as he came out with the positive note of what the direction is. No discussion as to Venezuela border, no interest in having any discussions with that. I do not know. Looking at the Maduro media, the Venezuelan media, you see the aggression in them. And I can tell you, if it is to put in a perspective that Guyanese can understand, it's like having 100 of me. I don't know if they're using the kind of colorful language what I just use, but it's like seeing 100 people like me, because even the women, little petite women, are very aggressive as as I can be. But you know, it's got a little colorful language added to me aggression too. So out here you got different media houses also waiting from different countries and so on, are waiting. Ruel, give me a little bit of your perspective, please, on what's going on here. We're just going through with the different media. How are you perspective? Yeah,
because it's great. No, I think the important thing is that we showed up, and the president has reiterated his position on the non-negotiation in regard to our borders, and we don't know the outcome of the deliberations yet. They're in part 2, as you know, and whoever it is, I think that Guyana, whether it's our official delegation or the media, we've acquitted ourselves very well here.
Beautiful. Cool. Where is Mr. Wilford? I need a bit of your perspective, sir. Being a seasoned journalist and no. I need your perspective. Give me. You've been here. Everybody has given their side. Give me a little bit of.
Let me talk outside.
No problem.
Next to the Christmas.
Next to the Christmas tree.
Yeah, what's it you like?
In terms of what you've been seeing here, for instance, I am new to things like this. You know, this is a major. This is something really big for Guyana. Negotiations, 2/3 of this. The discussion on the table is 2/3 of Guyana. And what is your perspective from a seasoned journalist? Through your eyes, give the viewers an understanding of your experience here today, where you see this going.
Let me put it in context. This has been going on for more than 60 years, and I've covered. I've been a journalist operating for nearly 40 of those years. And the way the Venezuelans have acted today, they've always acted. They've always believed since 1962 that they have a right to Essequibo, and they believe that for some reason back in the Spanish days in the 1600s or something, somebody did them in. So their attitude is one of the problems in terms of how this is playing out today. More likely than not, we are we may not move significantly forward with regard to how the talks are going. Guyana has always taken the position that the 1899 award is full and final and a perfect settlement, and therefore Guyana went to the International Court of Justice for that reason, to say to the Venezuelans, well, you explain. If you say it's a nullity, how come it is a nullity? Bring the evidence, prove that it is a nullity. So what you're seeing today with the back and forth and the brinkmanship and the bluster is precisely what they have been doing for at least since 1966. From the time they made the claim of the decolonization committee at the UN in 1962.
Given your background, your extensive background, as a matter of fact, covering multiple presidents, you heard what President Ali said just now. Do you think President Ali has this in hand? You know the Venezuelans, you understand where they stand, you know the reason for their aggressions, although we can't explain it and they are unable to give it to the ICJ, what is the reason for their aggressions. Do you think President Ali has this in hand?
It's not just about President Ali. It's about the president being the leader of the country, and the fact that he's the leader of the country, he speaks on behalf of all Guyana. And all Guyanans always taken the same position. I'm pointing out to people since 1899, when we were British, Guyana took the same position. So what he said today, and if you notice, he repeated it almost 6 or 7 times. This is the process. This is what Guyana believes. Guyana, as a national unit, believes. So the fact that he is the leader of the country at this point, he's just reflecting what all the other leaders have been saying. You go back to when Chetty Jagan was premier, Forbes Burnham, you come up the ladder, Desmond Hoyt, Dr. Jagan again, even President Jagdeo, even when Sam Hines served as president briefly, all the presidents, Donna Ramatar, have been saying exactly the same thing. Why? Because Guyana believes that it has a legal right to the property that Venezuela has been claiming on a spurious arrangement on some dead man's letter. And it is because of that the country and the country's leadership has always taken that position. Whether President Ali was supposed to come and have discussions, that's another matter. But you notice that he's on script. He's on script because that has always been the position of Guyana. And I recall, we were here in St. Vincent in Canuan actually, which is an island of one of the islands here in St. Vincent, for the CGX matter. I don't know, you were probably not around when that happened as somebody involved in social media. And Guyana also went into talks with Suriname. And what happened? At the end of the day, the legal process, the maritime demarcation, the delimiting of the points were made by a legal process. And that is what's supposed to happen. And that is what Guyana knows is going to happen. And Guyana will be right in that regard.
Thanks for your input, Chief. So again, media houses from across the world, literally, media workers from across the world out here. The Venezuelans have a room for themselves in the other direction. So you've had it, and this is our little room here. Guys, once again, look out for updates where President Ali, I think we're going to have President Ali and President Maduro might be issuing, not promising, but might be issuing a joint statement. So guys, look out for the live.